This board has every right to hire any attorney it wants and to assign that attorney any duties it deems appropriate. That's one of the things we voters elected you to do. On the other hand, I, as a taxpaying resident of Southwestern City School District for 52 years, have every right to question whether such a hiring is a wise use of tax dollars. I'm talking about this board's new attorney, Omar Teresi. Let me be clear, I'm not a lawyer and I haven't studied Mr. Teresi's legal career. I'm sure he is a very competent lawyer. But several things about his proposed work for the board give me pause. Mr. Teresi's first duty, according to his new contract proposal with Southwestern, says in part he, quote, will attend board meetings and provide advice on procedures and board policy options, end of quote. What's going on here, folks? Why does this board need advice on procedures? Two members of this board, its president and vice president, are in their third year on the board. Haven't you two learned procedures yet? The second duty mentioned in the contract proposal says Mr. Teresi will, quote, review all existing legal cases and legal services provided to the district. Again, I'm a bit flummoxed. For many years, the Bricker Law Firm, once known as Bricker Nettler, now as Bricker Graydon, has been retained as the board's chief legal counsel. As such, the Bricker firm has handled, quote, legal cases and legal services. Mr. Teresi, who was hired for the first time in January, is apparently going to review this work. So let's compare Mr. Teresi with Bricker, the law firm whose work he's going to review. Bricker Graydon is one of the largest and most prestigious law firms in Ohio. It has 12 offices in 3 states, including a sprawling office in downtown Columbus. Bricker Graydon employs nearly 200 attorneys. Scores of these attorneys specialize in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade education. The firm's education section focuses on nine areas, everything from school construction and financing to labor and employment relations. The firm's website uses thousands of words to describe its education section. Now let's look at the Teresi Law Firm. According to public records, the Teresi Law Firm doesn't have 12 offices, it has 1, and that office is Mr. Teresi's home in Hilliard. Oh, and the Teresi Law Firm's website lists only one attorney on staff, Omar Teresi. Instead of thousands of words, the Teresi website uses only 12 words to describe its education focus. Quote, we also represent and help a number of private and charter schools, end of quote. Mr. Teresi's focus on private and charter schools seems appropriate for this board since several of its members have repeatedly expressed support for using tens of millions of our tax dollars to subsidize private, charter, and religious schools. This support comes at a time when public schools, including Southwestern, need more money. Mr. Garside noted that tonight. We rank 13th out of 16 school districts in the county for spending per pupil. Let me remind you that you're members of a public school board. You're supposed to represent the interest of public schools, not private schools. Talking about money, the Bricker firm is still the district's main legal counsel, but Mr. Teresi received $13,000 more than Bricker during the first 3 months of this year. That seems strange. Unfortunately, we taxpayers can't compare the work each law firm has done because this board has redacted from this year's invoices any description, even in the most general terms of work each firm has performed. Let me finish by emphasizing again that I am not criticizing Mr. Teresi's competence or ability. I'm sure he's a fine attorney. Rather, it is this board's competence that is in question here. Thank you.